everyone, Lenika here. How you doing today? Today I'm going to share a few tips that I have for you for all of the work-at-home moms that follow me. Maybe you've happened upon this video on YouTube and you are just looking for some information that will help you along the way as you build your business from home. Now, my name is Lenika. For those of you who may be seeing this video or seeing me for the first time, left corporate America in 2007. Have been working from home ever since then. Here it is, 2014. So I've been at home for a minute, right? And so been able to build some things and do a lot of what I do on the internet. And so today I'm just going to share with you a few tips that will help you along the way as you're building your business. Now, I'm an internet mom. Most of what I do it straight from the house. I'm a part of the direct sales industry. I also do some coaching, but direct sales industry, MLM, network marketing, home-based businesses, as you know. But again, I'm just going to share with you some tips that I go by and I oblige by, and even throughout the few years that I've been able to perfect or even better myself in some of these areas. So for the first one is schedule. You have to make sure that you're setting up a schedule, okay? Now, if you're a mom of a lot of children, like myself, we have 6 daughters, then you have to make sure that you are including their activities, whatever it is that they have going on, also in your work schedule. Now, there have been times when I have literally forgot some very important events and functions for my children, and even as a mom that have the flexibility of being able to work when I want to work, it still was not a good feeling, when you have your daughter look at you and it's like, "Mommy, you forgot, my event." All of the other moms were there. I mean, so I've had to deal with some things because I found myself so busy with work, just wrapped up in work, and not even being able to adhere to events that I could have made that were right down the street. So you want to make sure that you're listing all of the events, doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, school functions, anything that the children are doing also during the day that may impede upon your work hours, okay? Put them in your schedule and you'll find that you'll be able to get things done a little bit better and also with ease. So your schedule, you also want to make sure that you're setting your own hours, okay? Just because you're working from home, that doesn't mean that you need to be doing business any time of the day. Now, a lot of stay-at-home moms that I know, they'll find themselves in the middle of the night just carving out a couple of hours. They'll set their alarm clock, 2, 3, 4, 5. For those of you who are looking at this video saying, "What? I'm not going to do that." But, we have some moms that, they're night owls. They like to be up late at night. And so these moms, they get up in the middle of the night and they do. I have a very close friend of mine who's very successful. She does that before the kids get up, and she's now able to do some things that she can do and able to accomplish some things. But the bottom line is you need work hours just as a regular store. When you go to a regular store, they have work hours up there. You need to make sure that you identify what your work hours in and the time frames in which you're going to be working. Another thing that I wanted to cover, and this is tip number 3. So we've covered schedule, setting your hours, and these are little just quick tips, right? Busy doesn't mean working, all right? And this is something that most stay-at-home moms find themselves in a busy mode because we're busy doing things. We're maybe checking our emails, checking our phones, checking our social media accounts, but it's not producing activity. And I'm huge with results. If it is not making money, it is not making sense. The very fact that we are working from home, it means that we're working from home with the goal in mind, and that is pretty much to help add to the bottom line of our family, right? Is that not right? So you want to make sure that you're busy, but you're busy also generating results, meaning that your bottom line is being affected by your busyness, all right? So things such as checking emails, inboxes, posting, browsing on the internet. A lot of times, even like myself, I'm an internet mom. I may go on there to do one thing, and now here I am just caught up, just all in Facebook, looking at the news feeds, and now it's 2 hours. 2 hours have gone around, and I'm busy on there, but I'm not busy producing, okay, or adding results to that bottom line. So you want to also keep that in mind. Knowing when to say no is tip number 4. I'm going to share this with you. This is something that I had to recently come into the full understanding with in my career as a work-at-home mom. You have got to understand when to say no. A lot of times our family or our friends do not respect us as they would respect us if we were going to a job. What do I mean by that? Well, when I was back in corporate America working as an analyst, my family and my friends didn't just call me whenever they wanted to because I was at work, right? They respected that time. Well, a lot of times friends or family members, because you're at home, they will call you. And then this is not to say that you can't talk, you can't, have conversations. But the fact of the matter is you have to know when to shut it off while you're getting work done. For an example, if this phone ring while I'm cutting this video, I will not answer it, right? Because I'm doing work. This is a part of my business to help and grow my brand, right? So, when to say no. Another thing is that I had to learn how to say no. Things simple as eating a meal. I find myself eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner, answering phones. And now, so in the network marketing industry, when you're team building and you're building a successful team, now you have a lot of people that following you, people that you're helping, coaching, mentor, helping to achieve different goals, helping to break ranks. And sometimes it can be very cumbersome and even overwhelming. And when you find yourself being in a role where you have sponsored several people out, in other words, you have personally enrolled those individuals into your organization, then the responsibility can become even greater. And then even as their teams begin to build, that responsibility can also come great. Now, even if you're not in the direct sales industry, but you are looking at this video too, you can also adhere to this. And this is one thing that I had to learn to do. I had to stop answering my phones when I was eating. There were times, in my career, as a work-at-home mom or just as a leader in the industry, anytime someone called, I'm answering the phone, I had food in my mouth, not even being able to enjoy it. So enough of, people that are calling you, if you don't have that person blocked in your schedule, there was not an appointment that want that call, they can wait until you finish eating. So it calmed me down a lot. Things like when you're taking your children to and from the school bus, the bus stop, or even to school, don't allow that phone to be answered. Those types of small things like that can mean a huge difference to your stress level and then also the children, because keep in mind, you're building a business from home and you're working from home for the most part to be home with your children. So marriage, right? For those of you who are married or you're involved in a relationship, you have to know when to say no and to shut it down and to cut that phone off. If you are, with your spouse, your significant other, your husband or your wife, it's date night, then that shouldn't be a time for business. And I found myself so many times, over the years, just being engaged, looking at the phone, and here I am, my husband is looking at me like, could you please put that phone down? So just things like that will also help. Consistency. You have to be consistency. Now, I came up with a quote that says success doesn't happen overnight, but success comes from the small things that are consistently done over time. Now, you have to make sure, this is huge, okay? A huge part of your success with anything. Can't just start today and not do anything on Thursday. You can't, do anything for 2 weeks and then, for the remainder of the 2 weeks in a month, now you're not doing anything. It is about activity. It is about connecting with new people, because business is about me selling a service or me selling a product. That's it. Bottom line, point blank. And so it is about my ability to connect with new people that may very well be interested in what I have to provide, okay? But it is about building on a consistent basis. For those of you who have worked in corporate America, or maybe you've worked a job before, you know that every day that boss, the supervisor, manager, CEO is required of you to come in, then you have to be there, okay? Just as a 9 to 5, a 8 to 3, a 8 to 4:30, a 7 to 3, a 2 to 11, whatever time it is, even at night, 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the morning, we're consistently going in every single day, maybe 5 times a week. You're doing it part-time, maybe 3 to 4 times, but you're consistently going in so that a consistent paycheck will come in the same as with our businesses. So you have to make sure that you're putting in time each and every day, or at least about 5 times of consistent work toward you working. Now, so that your money can come in. Now, speaking of money, you got to make sure that you're tracking that money. One of the things that I found so much so in so many people is that we're not tracking what we're making. So it's like oh, someone is coming over here. If you're not able to track what you're making, it is not going to be very good. You have to make sure that you're tracking everything that's coming inside of your business. How do you know where you want to go if you don't even know where you are now? And that's a huge mistake that a lot of stay-at-home moms make. They have no type of idea of what's coming in every week, from week to week, bi-weekly, or even month to month, so that you can better be able to increase your goals based upon what you've made. Tweak some things. This is what I need to do here. This is what I need to do there, so that I can also add to and increase my bottom line. Another thing too, you need to also track your spending, okay? My husband just started using an app. It is an amazing app. I'm going to add the link, or I'm going to add it to the bottom of this blog so that you can look at it. Now, for those of you who are looking at this video, then I want you to make sure you head on over to my website, lenikascott.com, and there's some blogs posted, and this will also be 10 tips for working from home moms. That app will be within that post, okay? And so it now tracks your spending, and I realized if within a short period of time, within about 2 weeks time frame, that we were spending so much business-wise, and we needed something like this to carry us through the progression of our career as entrepreneurs in the home-based business industry. We had missed out on countless of tax write-offs, things like mileage, gas. Now, we say, yeah, I track that, but when I tell you, even a couple of weeks ago, after my husband had started to put the apps in the system, there were just thousands of dollars that had added up so very fast. Travel, airtime, hotels, anytime you're on a business trip, everything about that trip can be written off. And I realized that there was so much that I had missed out at. And here I go, handing him a big old pocketbook wallet. I think it was in my wallet. My wallet is over there. I handed him, it was this wallet right here. It was a wallet full of all of these receipts that I had. And so I was like, oh, I've got to get better in this area. And this is an area that I said I've got to talk about, because I know if I'm having these problems, there's a lot of other stay-at-home moms that are working from home that are also not tracking. And we're spending so much money in our business, down to little things like the post office, the stamps. If it's $3.62, you want to make sure that you're debiting all of that in the receipt section. So I'm going to put that app down. Another thing too, put on some clothes. That's our tip number 8. Put on some clothes. Do your hair. Brush your teeth. Put on some makeup. You'll feel so much better. It's something when we start our day just feeling fresh, right? Now, I'm looking all right today, but I make sure that, I took a bath, put on some clothes, put on a little makeup a little bit, brush my hair. There's so many times, even as a stay-at-home mom, I'm telling you, it'll be 2 o'clock, and I look up, I'm like, gosh, I've not even had a bath today. Don't tell nobody that. I know you haven't been there. But I don't know, for those of you who are looking at this, you're just like, oh my goodness, because time goes by so fast, and a lot of times we're doing things, cleaning and cooking, and we're taking care of the house in the midst of working and all of those things. But put on some clothes. It will help you feel better, and I'll tell you, it will also have a direct impact on your production. Remember to treat yourself. That's tip number 9. Treat yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. You have to also understand it's okay to pat yourself on the back and enjoy the fruit of your labor. You begin to make money. You start to see money. I'm not saying you don't be wise, and you've got to also be wise. That's another whole video. That's another whole conversation. But you also treat yourself. Take a few percentage, right, of your weekly pay, bi-weekly pay, or monthly pay, and just put that in another folder, or just account or section, so that you can treat yourself. Mani, pedi, massage. maybe buy yourself something that you've been eyeballing, but take the time to treat yourself. It'll also help you, and also help you set higher goals so that you can even treat yourself even more. Another thing is working in your office. Now, if you don't have a home office, find a space, maybe a kitchen table, but if you do have an office, utilize that office. Shut yourself away. Right now, I'm in my office. I have the door shut. And it's something about, just getting away, just so that you're in that secure workspace that will allow you to get things done. Whereas if you were in a living room, with the laptop on, and now you're washing the dishes, you're looking at children. Now, of course, if you have small children that are also at the home with you, right, you have to just find that balance in that time. Maybe when the kids are asleep, if you have a baby, then you go in that office and you get to work it. But for the most part, just try to designate some allocated time in just that space, because it will bring that clarity you need. It's not a lot going on. You're just there by yourself getting things done. And so I'm going to go ahead and repeat the tips. Schedule. Make sure you do your schedule. Number 2, set your own hours. Number 3, busy doesn't mean work. Number 4, knowing when to say no. Number 5, consistency. Number 6, track your money. And then number 7, track your spending. Number 8, put on some clothes. Number 9, treat yourself. And number 10, just find and allocate a work from home space. My name is Lenika Scott. I tell you, it has been a pleasure just to allow me in your home today, on your device, whether you're looking at this video through an iPad, a tablet, or a laptop, or even a computer. I want to thank you so much. Check out my site, lenikascott.com. I would love to have you follow me on Facebook. My main page is full right now, but just hit that follow button. You'll get there. And I always try my best to add inspiring message that will empower anyone along their journey. I'm a Christian, woman of God, woman of faith, building my business, just believing God for everything that He has promised me, and I'm also believing God for the same thing for you in your life. God bless you. Thanks again so much. Check me out at lenikascott.com. Goodbye.